But getting back to these black preachers, they go to school. They've been going to divinity school. They read and write and research and preach every Sunday. You would think that they found somewhere in the Bible that black people are the descendants of Israel. First time I read the Bible, I kept seeing this black thing coming up. I wasn't trying to find nothing black, but it kept popping up in the sky, hitting me in the face. Nigga, ooh, look at this black man, black man, black man, black man. I mean, so anybody that's been calls himself a preacher, studying, so-called studying the Bible and going to divinity school and preaching and studying and reading the Bible would obviously come to the same conclusion that black people are the descendants of Israel. So why are these Negro preachers so scared and hesitant and refuse to teach black people in America that they are the descendants of Israel? Why do these black preachers sit back and allow these white counterfeit Europeans in the state of Israel to go unchallenged regarding their identity theft as being the chosen people of God? It's a mess, baby. It's a mess. As to who you are as the people of Israel. You know, when the first white man came to America, the first person he spoke to was an Indian, and that Indian was dressed in Hebrew clothing and spoke Hebrew. Told him that he was from the tribe of Israel overseas. But these type things are not taught or mentioned or spoken of by either white preachers or, you would think, black preachers. All they care about is getting a dollar bill. The truth does not matter. It doesn't matter. No, fool. The truth doesn't matter. If you're going to teach history, then the truth matters. If you ain't going to teach history, the truth don't matter. Because if it doesn't matter, then history don't matter. And if history don't matter, it don't matter. Because nothing matters in the past. But if you're going to talk about the past, fool, and that's all you talk about when you talk about the Bible. If you're going to talk about the Bible, which is the past, what's written in the Bible, if you're going to talk about the Bible, if you're going to talk about the past, then it matters because the truth matters. If you're going to talk about the Bible, the truth matters. So don't tell me it doesn't matter, because in the Bible it speaks of God reviving the true Israelites in the latter days. Just look at the 144,000 that's spoken of in the book of Revelations. He says in the latter days during the tribulation, God's going to mark 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel with the mark of God on their foreheads, so they can be protected against the plagues that God's going to send down during the tribulation. So if God's going to mark 12,000 Israelites from the plagues don't hurt spirits, fool. Now, if you're talking about, well, he's talking about spiritual Israelite. No, fool. God don't need to mark a spirit. A spirit is not going to be hurt by a plague. He's talking about people that are living on earth in the flesh and blood. God says in the Bible that he's going to mark the foreheads of 12,000 biological descendants of Israel who are living on the planet Earth during the latter days, so that they would not be damaged or hurt or harmed by the plagues. 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, which equals 144,000. Read it yourself. It's in the book of Revelation. It's plain and clear. I don't understand how any fool can read the Bible and say that all of Israel is missing out of the earth and is unknown. I don't see how any preacher can be intellectually honest and say that the true identity of Israel does not matter to God and should not matter to us, when he reads what God does in the book of revelations regarding the marking of the heads of those 12,000 biological descendants of Israel who live on earth today. If it didn't matter, God wouldn't mark and identify and delineate the 144,000 as being from the 12 tribes of Israel. God told you that in the book of Jeremiah, that he'd never forget his people and what he was going to do in the latter days. So either these preachers are just plain out liars, or they're just ignorant as hell. Either way, it's not excusable. If you're going to be a preacher, then you got to be competent and knowledgeable of your area. It's unbelievable how preachers can ignore what is written, particularly in the book of Revelations, about this 144,000. It's marking ahead to these people. And God is clearly saying that these are 12,000 from the tribe of Benjamin, 12,000 from the tribe of Levi, 12,000 from the tribe of Judah, etc., etc. He's marking the heads of 12,000 people on earth that are from the 12 different tribes of Israel. And these fools going around talking about, it don't matter, it don't matter. Oh, Jesus. Help these fools. It's hard to believe, it's hard to live in Babylon amongst these pagans, Israelites that don't know who they are. Clearly they should know that white people are not the Israelites that claim to be Israelites running around over there in the state of Israel, that are Khazars. These noted intellectual religious people, black preachers, should know that these white Europeans running around in the state of Israel cannot possibly be the chosen people of God spoken of in the Bible, the descendants of Israel. All they gotta do is read Psalms 83, and they'll see that these white people that are running around in the state of Israel today, claiming to be Jews, wearing black clothes and long black beards and black hats, saying that they are Jews, descendants of Israel, and chosen people of God. I mean, it can be easily seen that these people are liars and are deceiving the public. All you got to do is look at Psalms 83. Psalms 83 clearly shows you that these white Europeans are Edom, who are involved in the conspiracy to hide the identity of the true Israelites. Psalms 83 shows you that Psalms 83 clearly delineates all of the nationalities of the earth that are involved in the conspiracy to hide the true identity of the 12 tribes of Israel, so that Israel does not know their name anymore or their identity. And Edom is listed as one of the primary conspirators involved in the identity theft of the true Israelites. So there you go. Psalms 83 shows you that white people who are Edom, well, you might not know, black people are so ignorant they don't even know who Edom is. Go to the Jewish encyclopedia, and the Jews themselves, the white Jews, European Jews, will tell you themselves who Edom is. Don't believe me? Go to the white man. And he himself will tell you that, hey, I'm the white man running around in Israel with these black suits, long black beards, and black hats. You want to know who I am? I am. He'll tell you himself. He's wrote it down in his own encyclopedia that he is Edom. Go to the Jewish encyclopedia and look up the word Edom, E-D-O-M, and it will tell you that Edom are the white European Khazars that you see running around in Israel, falsely declaring themselves to be the black chosen people of God. I mean, they just flaunt their arrogance and lies right in front of black people's face, and they just assume niggas are so stupid that, you know, it don't matter if we tell the truth in an encyclopedia. These niggas can't read, won't read, don't care, and it doesn't matter. So I can tell you niggas who I am, but it don't really matter because y'all so damn stupid and ignorant. You don't really care because we told you it don't matter, and just like a slave, you just believe anything we say. It don't matter. So go to the Jewish encyclopedia and look up the word Edom, E-D-O-M. It tells you who Edom is. Alright? Edom are the white Europeans from the Khazar Mountains. And we all know who Israel is. Israel is not white-skinned Europeans. Israel is from the seed of Jacob and David. Black-skinned, knotty-head people. Tells you in Revelations how Jesus looked. Burnt bronze skin and woolly hair. Edomites are clearly described throughout history how they look. You know, Europeans are not described as burnt bronze skins. Burnt bronze skin and woolly hair. That is not the description of Edom or his descendants, Edomites. The ancient ancestor of Edom is Esau. Esau is the twin brother of Jacob. Edom came out red skin. It's not white. They call him white. White is not white skin. There's no such thing as white skinned people. They're red. They're the descendants of Esau. Esau came out red and Jacob came out like everybody else, black. But they mentioned Esau's skin because it was so unnatural. So there is no such thing as white people. It's only reddish people. And that is Esau. Now, it's important that you niggas understand that it does matter whether Jesus was black or white, because as the Bible clearly shows, white people that are descendants of Edom have wrongfully taken and hidden the identity of the true Israelites spoken of in the Bible. Look at Psalms 83. White and black does matter because Edom has stolen the identity of Israel and taken it for himself. Edom wasn't caring about black and white, but because his ass is white, he has made race an issue. The only thing that Edom cares about is control of the resources that he believes that was allegedly taken from him. Esau thinks that his twin brother Jacob stole his birthright, but God gave, that birthright to Jacob before either one of them, the twin boys, were born. But that's the foundation of this conflict between white people and black people. It's white people believe that their birthright was taken, so they're going to take everything back that was allegedly wrongfully taken from their grandfather.